The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbb-radio.com.
This is 71Kicks. Welcome back, everybody. It's Alec, Brandon, and Zach coming to you from Buffalo, New York. Talking all things Premier League and all things European football, everybody. Guys, how we doing? It feels like it was a little bit since our last recording sesh. Big old weekend for some games. We had some Champions League today, too.
How you feeling after a little 4-0?
Fun stuff. Really good game. It was a slow start. I wouldn't even say slow start. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Came out hot, came out firing.
As they hit the bar, 15 minutes in?
15 minutes in, and then, we got two nice, I'm not going to say they were nice goals, but we got 2 goals from Gyökeres after a nice performance.
Yeah.
Nice performance, 2 scrappy goals, but...
I'll say nice goals. Let's calm down a little.
No, I had to step back on it. Stepped back, but...
A goal's a goal in the striker world.
Goal is goal. And 2 goals today, doubling the tally of Isak's Premier League goal total in general for Liverpool so far.
Yeah, I think Newcastle dodged a bullet, huh?
Newcastle might have dodged a little bullet there,
Yeah.
didn't just let him go. And man, before we even get into more, too, just listen, everybody. I don't know if you're watching along, but this dude is scouting one of the best strikers in the league right now, and he's been he's been pretty fair with his predictions and assessment on it. So
I don't know about prediction.
Well, not predictions, no. But
It's
your
a sore subject.
let's say your analysis on his performing ability and like what we could have expected from Voltametti. So
I appreciate it.
I feel like I don't need to apologize for anything because like I was never doubting it, but I will say in
terms of predictions, I'm starting to doubt myself. But analysis, I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Well, we'll segue into it. We'll get into this first. Just open up the day here. We got our Matchweek 9 predictions, everybody. Matchweek 9 predictions coming up for this upcoming weekend. Now, after our last prediction series, we did Matchweek 8, but we also had some points to like round out still after our international predictions. So before going into Matchweek 8, the point totals were me at 32, Brandon at 28, and Zach at 35 points. That was after our international window.
I didn't hold that lead though, so
It doesn't sound too bad yet.
Doesn't sound too bad yet. What was cool after this weekend, we both had accurate score predictions. We got you got one right. Which one was the game you got right?
Sunderland game.
Sunderland game. You did 2-0 for that one.
Just third wheel.
I think I went the other way. Oh no, I thought it was going to be a draw. But I got Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea correct and the Spurs Villa score correct. That was 2 correct score lines.
And what did I do, Alec?
Brandon got 4 correct winners. So we got 4 points. He just got 4 points.
Probably the
after.
most respectful way you could have put it.
You got 4 correct winners, 4 points for his weekend. Zach got 5 points, but with my 2 correct score lines and a couple others, I had a 9-point weekend. Point totals as follows. Me in the lead at 41 points. Zach right behind me at 40 points. It's neck and neck there. And Brandon is still in the hunt at a humble 32 points, guys. He's still in the chase. He's not letting it get away. All you need is a good weekend like me with 2 accurate score predictions, all right? That's all I'm saying.
Good weekend like me. Good weekend like me. I still think we should do golf rules. Lowest score should win.
It could be a way, it could be not lucky. We could see.
Yeah. I'm playing Arteta ball.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just sitting back waiting, and then I'll get you guys on a counterattack.
Exactly. You're going to counter one
in
weekend.
Match week 34.
Right? Yeah.
Round ball, as the kids call it.
Yep. There you go. Couldn't remember the term, but I knew you knew it.
Oh, yeah. Well, open us up, Brandon. Let us know your Leeds versus West Ham prediction, because that'll be the first game of the weekend.
2-1 Leeds.
Ooh.
Ellen Road, still a fortress.
It is. I may have put the same score. So you know what? I'll leave it. I'll give you some confidence with it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a good thing I mixed it up because both these teams are fucking shit.
They are, right? Well, West Ham for sure.
Leeds at least shown a little bit at least they work hard. West Ham doesn't even work hard at this
No.
point.
Yeah.
Like, so, but I had 1-1 for this game.
Okay.
1-1. Okay. All right. That's not too bad. Well, how about the Chelsea-Sunderland game after that?
I said last week, I'm just going to keep predicting 3-0 Chelsea losses until we don't win. And even though we played like shit, we got a nice 3-0 win over the weekend.
And another red card.
And another red card. Red card again. Ole, ole.
The wildest thing. That's 5 games in a row now, or 6? It's insane.
It's 5 of the last 6 because we had that Lincoln game in there where we didn't have somebody get.
Is that record more impressive than Holland's goal streak right now?
I think so.
I would say so.
Because like the goal thing, it's like we can expect that. If it's like he's not doing those kind of things, it's like bum.
He scored in like the last 12, I think, and what is it?
12 games.
6, right?
12 in a row. We
6
have
red
5
cards.
of the last 6, so it's technically not a streak. But I would argue it's still more impressive though.
It's still impressive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you see the memes with us passing the notes around?
No.
Because we had the note that got passed.
I
and-
saw it
Oh,
happen.
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
people were like photoshopping it to say get a red card or whatever. So,
Somebody get a red.
but yeah, so I got Sunderland 3-0 for this game.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
it
to-
worked.
Like it.
Just for the boys, I gotta do it. I
Exactly,
gotta do what I
yeah.
gotta do.
It worked for you, so you might as well. What do you got?
I'm going Chelsea 2-0.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, we got a game with all 3 different predictions. I got 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay.
2-1 Chelsea. So
Little
we'll see
overlap
if
this
that
time.
holds.
I'm starring every game that all 3 of us are different.
Yeah, because that might have some effect there.
Yeah.
We got Newcastle Fulham, and it's looking like Fulham is losing some steam here, man. I don't know. They didn't score against us, but that's just because our defense is crazy right now. But Fulham is, I don't know, man. I didn't see anything good coming from this one. 3-1 Fulham. 3-1 Newcastle. No.
Write it down. Write it down.
No.
He said it.
It was 3-1 Newcastle.
Oh, I had a good week. Oh, I had a good week. That's what you get,
Yeah, right. Yeah. Once it's spoken into
right?
into the universe, it sticks. Yeah.
I went 2-1 Newcastle. Voltamata
Cool.
brace
Nice.
after his great game today in the Champions League. No goal, but he was absolutely phenomenal. In both
really?
Build
Yeah.
up.
He's
Nice.
so good.
Yeah,
he's so good.
Oh yeah.
Brandon called it. I can't say I watched him. There was a small link with Chelsea during the summer, so I was like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't want him. And now I kind of wish we signed him because he looks pretty damn good.
Where
feel
did
like I
he
should
come from? Wolfsburg?
Stuttgart.
Stuttgart. Okay.
Yeah. I almost think I should get 10 points in our prediction series for calling that.
You know what? If you're down by over 10 points at the end of the season, we'll let you have.
Well, if it's
10
by over
points.
10 points, I want more than 10 points.
We'll
I
play
don't
Mario Party rules. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like the star that you get at the end of the season for like. We'll say this or something. If he wins like the Golden Boot or like at the end of the year,
Okay.
which would be insane.
Just
Almost
gotta
like a
catch up.
next goal wins, even though it's like 12-0. Next goal wins, and then
Yeah,
the
right.
You know what? If,
Yeah.
he, if he scores the last goal of the season, you can have 10 points.
yeah.
Okay,
He
I'll
needs
take
to-
it. I'll take 10 points, or however it comes at this point. Yeah, I went 2-1 as well. Newcastle.
Nice. Okay.
I'm not as comfortable with my prediction anymore, but we'll let it ride.
I don't even deserve to give an explanation anymore because my numbers are just going to be wrong.
Right.
So I'm just going to throw out the number.
We're throwing them out there, man. That's all it takes. Just got to get some. Just we'll see what happens. Well, what do you think with the United Brighton game here?
I think our boy. Is it my turn?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think our boy is getting real close to that haircut.
I think so.
I went 2-0 United.
Yeah, man. I did the same score. 2-0 United. 3-game win streak. And if they win this one, it's 4.
Yeah.
Or I think it's
No, it's 2 right now.
It's 2
This
right
would be
now.
3.
Yeah.
This
This
would
would
be
be
3.
3 more to go.
Come on, man. We're rooting for you.
I hate to say it, that haircut's going to be waiting a little bit longer.
No.
Because they've had their fun. They've had their good couple
Against
games.
Brighton?
Brighton seems to give them issues a lot.
That is true.
Even if United pull off the win, those games never comfortable for United, and that's why I have a 2-2 draw.
Ooh, a draw.
Okay.
That would sting too.
Might be a little bold, but I'm.
Danny Welbeck redemption arc.
He's
It's
on fire right
it's
now.
On.
It's
yeah.
crazy.
He's
Like
got-
we were talking shit, right? Did we talk shit? I don't know if we
No,
talked shit.
we called them underrated.
All right.
At least I called one right now. I
Yeah.
called it for a fact. I think you were with me on it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've
some
always
Arsenal
rated
scars
Danny.
for
Not
me.
always, but since he's been able to actually play striker, I've rated Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, since he's been in the league for the past 35 years.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He's still a young player, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That young upstart, Danny Welbeck.
I want to know his
Um,
skincare routine. He's looking younger than ever.
Oh yeah. We got Brentford versus Liverpool after that, and what are you thinking?
It's a tricky one. This is the one I probably thought about the most
Mhm.
Yeah.
during this match week. Usually I'm pretty quick. I'm just like, yeah, it sounds like a 2-0 or 2-1 or this one I was thinking about because Brentford's really good at home, and Liverpool they got some issues as we're all
Yeah.
aware now. Four in a row. Granted, they have a Champions League game this week, so they could break that streak or it could continue.
Yeah.
But I think regardless, whatever the streak is, they're going to break it this weekend. They're going to win 2-1.
Yeah.
I think they finally break their streak this weekend.
Mhm.
I got the same scoreline.
Ooh.
It's getting you're spot on though. Like this took me forever to think about because for the first week, our first prediction, like I did not want to give Liverpool the win. I just don't think they deserve it at all. But I don't know. 2-1.
No, I feel that. It was something where I agree it's going to be that bounce back game that they need. I predicted a Liverpool win, but I wasn't sure how many goals. Because I think this might be one of those games that they just show up out of nowhere. And it's like Salah gets his first goal, Isak gets a goal or something. So I'm
It just
thinking.
depends on how Slot lines up too.
Yeah.
Right.
He's all over the place this season.
Oh, yeah.
The first thing he needs to do is start Ekitike.
I don't know why
Yeah.
he's not.
Oh,
that
dude.
pissed me off. I
And-
turned
yeah.
the game on and he was on the bench. The fuck?
It's such a political thing because now you have two strikers who you've paid a shit ton of money for, and you still somehow managed to pay a lot more money for Isak than you did Ekitike. So that's the problem now is that there's going to be pressure from the board to actually play him.
Yeah.
And I think Ekitike is going to suffer from that now because it seems like he's just going to go with Isak, regardless of form.
Unfortunately.
Because
yeah.
it just doesn't make any sense for Ekitike the way he started off the season to be on the bench and Isak to be starting.
I wasn't even upset. I mean, I was upset clearly, but like Florian Wirtz starting on the bench, I was more upset that Ekitike was on the bench. I just think position like because Cody Gakpo right now he's doing his stuff, like he's doing his thing, but Isak sucks right now. I almost said
Completely,
something else. I don't want to say it on the air, but like
Yeah.
he's not good right now.
Yeah.
So the fact that Ekitike isn't starting just is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's again, it goes down to that decision making and pressure stuff that he hasn't faced yet, and he's clearly in the hot seat right now.
Did he ever have a moment last year
No.
where they were kind of
No,
there was
not
nothing?
at all.
They were pretty much
They were
like
you could
in
say
the-
flawless,
yeah.
but like they were didn't have
I
any
didn't
cracks,
zero
in the system
hiccups.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is huge right now, and we'll see how long it keeps going. But I do think this could be a bounce back weekend. Next up, we got Arsenal Palace, and if that one's not making me shake in my boots, I don't know
That's a tricky one.
what to do here. Luckily, though, I think our defense is still going to be holding out after this past game that we just had today against Atletico of all teams. No goals. We just got to hope Palace isn't on the mark. I do think they will still score, but I'm predicting 3-1 Arsenal. We'll see.
I won one less goal and went 2-1.
All right.
I just think right now you're going to be tough to beat if you can't keep you out just because the way your defense is playing I'm not going to say it's just individual performances, just as a unit. I think is what's the most impressive thing about it. As much as I hate to say it, it's just, and I think it's Arteta's system as well. Like I mean, you're basically playing 4 natural center backs with two fullbacks that are able to still go forward and operate as fullbacks very, very well.
Yeah.
Like you sub out Saliba and you have Mosquera to come in.
Yeah.
You sub out Gabriel, which you should never do, but you sub out Gabriel and you have Hincapié that can come in. Like it's just like Arsenal's defense is just so impressive. And it's got me a little bit shaky about that Chelsea 15 goal conceded in a season record
Dude,
right
it's
now
crazy.
because
I never knew that, and now I'm
It's-
seeing that stat, and I'm just like, damn, that would be insane
So-
to see happen. But
Insane.
I'm hoping Chelsea put like 5 up on them when we play. Somehow they have a capitulation and we get the thought of that record like getting broken. Get that out of here because they're on pace for it right now, and I don't want to see that record be broken. So
You heard it here first, folks. 5 goals in Arsenal versus Chelsea later this month.
I didn't say. I said I'm hoping for it. I never said it's gonna happen.
Which we will be
Alright.
live streaming.
That will be, yeah. We're gonna we will be live streaming that game, folks. Be sure to tune in. It's gonna be a classic head-to-head in here. Arsenal versus Chelsea. It's it's gonna be building, and it'll happen.
I'm just gonna sit back and watch it all go down.
Yeah.
I went.
Yeah, what you got for that one?
I originally went 2-2.
Oof.
But there's no way Palace scores 2 on Arsenal. I do still think it's going to be a draw, but I'm going 1-1.
Ooh, okay.
I do like that. Like that.
Yeah,
that
that is a
was
good-
That was where my thought was going because I'm like Arsenal will drop points, obviously.
Mhm.
Like as much as their defense looks phenomenal right now,
Yeah.
they will concede a goal, and there'll be a game where their offense is not, where they're not firing.
Right.
And it's going to take bully ball. And if anybody's
Yes.
going to bully Gabriel or Saliba, it's going to be someone like JP Mateta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
And I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of scrappy goals that Arsenal concede, where it's like like a Forest game, for example. Now where we're going to have Chris Wood and Iwanyi, which I'm assuming that's where he's going to go with that team. Sean Dyche, I'm assuming that's where he's going to go with that team.
Yeah.
With just 2 brute strikers to just cause problems to the back line.
Needs something.
Yeah,
something
It's-
different.
he's going to very much roll the dice compared to what Ange was doing.
Yeah, let's get into that real quick. Man, that was...
I do believe I called it.
I think
I
me and
yeah.
Boo both kind of
Yeah,
said this is
yeah.
a real. I know I was very negative on it.
I think
Like,
I
you
said
thought it was
before
okay.
Thanksgiving. I think I
I
said
don't
before
know.
Thanksgiving.
I,
out.
yeah, you did. Yeah.
Did I?
I said I thought he would have lasted longer than that. I think, but
Not much longer than that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought maybe like Valentine's Day if we're gonna go on like a date.
yeah.
If I had to take a prediction, but I did not think it was gonna be like 35 days or whatever it ended up being.
Yeah. It
Listen.
was like, was it like the 3rd shortest tenure in Prem history?
Had
Yeah.
to
Something
be.
like that?
And
Yeah.
Granted, I think managers deserve more time, even when it is really bad. But it was bad.
Yeah.
That international, because you even made the comment too. He had the 2 full weeks.
Yeah.
Nobody was really out of the squad for international duty. So you have all that time, like 2 weeks, but still.
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean-
come back and put up that performance.
I mean, granted,
Damn.
like arguably this shouldn't have been the game he got sacked because they were actually very good in the first half and didn't take their chances. Like he can't go out there and kick the ball into the net.
They
for
gave
them.
him 19 minutes after that final whistle.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. Like he didn't.
That's crazy.
Like Marinakis literally left his seat like
At the
after
60th
the second
minute,
goal.
that empty seat
yeah.
was so ominous. It's just
It's-
like he's gone. He's not even
Yeah.
watching the rest of this
Like,
game.
this guy's literally sitting in the locker room waiting for him to throw him out.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and that's why he stood on the pitch for as long as he did because he knew what was coming.
Yeah.
You just feel bad for the guy though when he sat down for that press conference.
I
Though,
don't.
man, it looked like his face. He was just all red in the face, like just just crushed.
I don't feel bad for him in the slightest because he's delusional.
All
He is quite simply the most delusional manager I think I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Like, there's literally the 2 biggest reasons for that. The game when we played them, I think it was under Poch, when Jackson scored a hat trick.
Right? Was that like
And
a 5-2 game or
It
something?
was like
that?
I think it ended 4-1
Yeah.
or 4-2 or whatever it was. I think 4-1.
Yeah.
And they have 9 men, and he's still playing a high line.
yeah.
And
yeah.
granted, they caught us offside a lot, but eventually, like you give us 30 chances to run in behind,
It was
we're gonna eventually get one and we're gonna score, or
Yeah.
we're gonna be on eventually. And you let Nicholas Jackson of all fucking people score a hat trick.
Bayern
Like,
legend.
yeah, but, like it's just like it was literally one of the most delusional things I've ever seen. And then there's the new comment that apparently he made. It goes, "Oh yeah, I don't work on set pieces. I don't see the value in them." It's like, are we like you've given up 11 set piece goals in 8 games?
Yeah.
Like it's just like you know what, and that's why you know what like managers deserve more time. But when you're that delusional and there's a clear issue and you're not fixing it, like I'm not even blaming Marinakis for this one. Like I think he had every right to sack him this time. As much as I think a manager deserves more time, like it's just absolutely just the most delusional guy, and he just like tries to justify it all by saying, "You know what happens when I get time? I win a trophy in my second season."
Right.
Like just shut the fuck up. Like
But what's so confusing? It's like he goes for this appointment and then fires him so soon. It's like, why not go for Sean Dyche in the first place and get him
Yeah.
in and like go give him that extra time for it? Instead, you try to go for Poch, and it's not Poch, but, yeah,
Postecoglou.
yeah, but yeah. damn, dude. Yeah, I don't know.
I will
It
also
was
say-
very confusing. What a weird alternate sequence of events we saw there.
Yeah, I will also say I don't think the players he had suited his system whatsoever, and I think that was pretty clear from the first game. But at the end of the day, it's your job as a manager to try and figure out and adjust your squad for that. And I don't think he did nearly good enough job, obviously, for that. So
What's the most managers that one club's had in a single season? Like,
It's
what
a
do you think the
great
record
question.
is?
I would
Because they're on
probably
3, right?
I'd probably say 3 or 4.
Sean Deitch is going to be 3, right?
Yeah,
For this
Yeah.
season alone?
Because they haven't
Yeah.
had an interim manager in between. They just
'Cause-
went straight to.
because I'm just like thinking about it. I think Chelsea had 4 the first full season under the new ownership.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we had Tuchel to start, and then we
Lampard
sacked
at some
Tuchel.
point.
Then we had Potter.
Yes.
We sacked Potter. We had Bruno Saltor as an interim manager for like a game, and then Lampard finished out the season. So we had 4. So the record's at least 4. I know,
Yeah.
which is just like holy
That is
shit.
bananas.
But
We're in match week 9. So
Yeah, they
that
still got
record
time.
might be
And
broken.
it depends what Sean Dyche does, but he is famously the man that helps teams escape from relegation. So
Yeah.
I think he's been relegated like twice now, but I think that's
Right,
beside
yeah.
the point, though.
The
you know?
last team he was
Yeah.
with was Burnley, and they got relegated, I
Yeah.
think. All right, well, if we dive back in here, we've
Yeah,
got...
speaking of Forest,
We got Bournemouth Forest.
Was that the next game? Oh,
it's
yeah,
almost
yeah.
like we did that on purpose. Come on, fellas. We're getting good at this.
All right, well, we got Bournemouth Forest. It's too soon for Forest to get any kind of result here, and Bournemouth got unlucky after this weekend, so they'll come out firing. So I thought 3-0 Bournemouth.
I'm catching up to you. You can go, but I'm gonna catch up to you.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna catch
I went a similar route. I just think it's gonna be too early for Sean Dyche to get his style implemented on this team. And Bournemouth are firing right now. They look like top. They're gonna be top 4 contenders all season long.
yeah.
I mean, they just had a crazy game with Palace. Once again, we predicted the game of the
Yes,
week
we did.
pretty accurately.
Yeah.
So I got 3-1 Bournemouth.
Cool. Okay.
Did you guys watch that Palace Bournemouth game?
So I got home after work and I threw that on and I was like in and out, falling asleep. But I watched the first goal and then the second half. I saw Bournemouth take the lead and then it was Palace. Like they went back and forth with their goals.
Yeah.
I think I saw the last 20 minutes, but it was crazy.
Did you see the one that Mateta missed? That could have been
Oh my God.
Oh
his
yeah.
easiest one of the
Oh,
day.
yeah.
Yeah. It's easier than the penalty. And he
Inside the
skies it.
6, inside
Yeah.
the 6, skies it.
Right. in
Would've
front
won
of
the
net.
game.
Couldn't
too.
believe it.
Would've
Like
won the
I
game.
didn't watch it because I can't remember what I was doing. It might have been on the same time. No, Chelsea game was before. I can't remember what I was doing
Yeah.
during. I might have just. Oh, I had work. I was at work, so I was busy. But I saw that afterwards, and I couldn't believe it. Especially after scoring a hat trick, and then you miss. That's the chance you miss out of all of them. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it.
Yeah. That place would have went ballistic
Oh.
if that
Oh,
would've
yeah.
went.
Absolutely.
But they still were behind the team at 3-3, which was great
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
Like I knew somebody who was there, and they posted their video in like the stands, and I was
Really?
like, yeah, it was great because she was just like, of course, she's a like Eagles fan or something, and she's like, oh, of course, my boyfriend's a fan of the Eagles here in London, and I was just like, oh man, that's a great game you just saw. And she was like, oh my god, this place went nuts. Like, and I was like, you get it now, right? And she was
Yeah.
like, yeah, oh yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
So cool.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What do you got for scoreline?
I had 3-1.
3-1.
3-1. All right.
I went 3-0 as well.
3-0. Okay.
3-0 as well.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. I think we skipped over Villa versus City because that I had next after
It's different order on my screen. but
okay.
I have that game at the same time as the other one. So
All right.
Yeah.
So Villa City, this is the one I was thinking about the most because I wasn't sure. Oh, here, someone else go actually.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Once again, it's gonna be one of those seasons where Arsenal's leading the way probably most of the way, and you got City breathing down the back of their neck all season
Yeah.
long, and we'll see if Arsenal crack under the pressure again as they typically do. City's firing right now. I mean, it's mainly just through the efforts of Haaland, and I mean he scored 12 games in a row. I think they said in the broadcast, I was watching the Golasso show for Champions League today, and I think they said he scored 15 goals before Gyökeres, or in between Gyökeres' 2 goals or whatever it was, something
What?
ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
It's
it's something
crazy.
unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
but I have City 2-0, probably a Holland brace if I had to take.
Yeah.
If, I,
Yeah,
if I was
right.
a betting man at this point,
Yeah.
he's on
Jeez.
track for if he played 70 games, assuming like with it being a World Cup year.
Yeah.
He's on track for, I think they said 107 goals right now.
It's insane.
Which is just unbelievable.
Holy.
Which obviously it just can't continue all season long. That's just unheard of.
Don't say can't.
I mean, no,
Like,
it
it's-
can,
Don't say
though,
can't,
right?
yeah.
It
I
can,
mean,
because
don't
what's
say
that
can't.
one?
Those are
Yeah.
Messi and Ronaldo numbers in their prime, and it's like
That's above Messi and Ronaldo. numbers,
Above,
which is
sure,
why I just
but, you
don't
know,
think it's
like-
I don't think it's possible. But like, he's a fucking robot, so you just don't
Yeah.
know. Like, But I had 2-0.
2-0. See, I had 2-2.
Wow.
2-2 draw.
Wow.
Villa versus City is a good head-to-head because they kind of have been trading wins back and forth the past couple of years, and
You got a thing for Villa, don't you? That's a couple
I do got a
weeks.
little thing for Villa.
It's a couple weeks now. You're
It's
giving
the
them some
Emery
credit.
thing. I gave them the win last weekend because they needed it, and they'll not lose, but they'll get a result against City because they had that rough start to the season, and I feel like can't afford any more like hiccups in their journey right now. So
Yeah.
they're not going to lose this one, but they're not going to win.
Interesting.
Well, let me ask you something. Would you rather finish second and not win anything, or win 2 trophies?
That's a good question. That's a great question.
Yeah, right.
I think Holland just abuses the fuck out of Villa's
Damn.
back line.
Okay.
I went 3-0 City.
3-0. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Damn.
Goals. This guy loves his goals.
Listen,
Yes, I do.
I
Yes,
don't
I
want to
do.
see Holland do anything, man. He's got to stop. But I'll get into that soon too. It's going to be like I got to predict City wins all the time, so that way they end up cracking, and it'll be like your Chelsea thing. You got to just predict everyone else beat Chelsea, and Chelsea will end up winning.
There you go.
After that, it's Wolves versus Burnley. The sleeper game of the weekend. I would say. No. It's you'll be sleeping all right. I got a 1-1 draw here.
I also had a 1-1 draw.
You son of a bitch.
Did you also
I
go
also had a 1-1.
Draws
draw.
all around.
Let's just ride
everybody.
with it.
Yeah, right?
Well, and mark this moment because it might be the only time I predict points for Wolves at all this season. So
Yeah.
let's mark this moment in the history
Big
books
day.
of this show because this might be the only time all season long I give Wolves any points in
First
any
time for everything.
prediction. It's got to be a first time for everything. And if it's gonna be anybody, it's gonna be Burnley. So,
Yeah, well, I don't think I've predicted a Wolves win at any point here.
No.
Which,
Why would you?
Yeah, right. Who would?
Yeah. Only
Um,
the person last place in the leaderboard would do something stupid like that.
I mean, damn, it's crazy. If you look at Wolves right now, they got 0 wins. I think 2 draws and 4 losses or something like. Oh no, they can't. Yeah,
6 losses.
6
Yeah.
losses. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what Ange went.
Yeah.
0 wins. I mean, that was all comps, but that's what Ange did. 0 wins, 2 draws, 6 losses.
One of those draws being against Spurs, though, is the funniest shit ever.
Oh yeah.
No, it's the most Spursy
great.
shit you could ever
Exactly.
imagine.
Yeah.
Speaking of Spurs, the last game of the weekend is
see what you did
Everton
there.
versus Spurs. Yeah, right. That was good.
Getting good at this, fellas. I'm telling you.
Hell yeah,
We're getting
dude.
good at this.
Well, lead us into your prediction. What do you think is going to happen there?
They're at the Harris Dickinson Stadium. I got game of the week right here.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
this is my circled on game of the week.
Come on, fellas. We're just steamrolling this episode. I went 4-3 Spurs.
Ooh, all
This
right.
was- I was sitting there and I was kind of like da 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 da, and then by the end of it, I was like, I'm so far out of this race. Let's just throw a stupid number at it. 4-3 Spurs.
all right.
I like it.
Why not?
Why
Right?
not?
It works.
not?
It works. I
Why
mean,
not?
my score is pretty much the same because I predicted 3-2, but Everton.
Okay.
A 1-goal win though, in a goal shootout here. I'm seeing
I like
goals
that.
all over, but a nice 3-2 win, and the place is going to go ballistic.
The
So-
Harris Dickinson Stadium.
Yeah.
This is great because now somebody's getting a point, and only one person's getting a point from this game because I went with a draw. And
Nice.
I also predicted goals.
I like that.
Well, I went 2-2, so I had the
2-2
least amount
draw.
of goals.
Okay, I
Cool.
like that.
All
But
right.
still 4 goals, so it's just
So basically, it's gonna be 0-0.
Imagine, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Most
what
likely.
happens when 3 Americans predict a lot of goals. It ends up
Right.
being a lot of a 0-0 draw.
Well, I don't think there has been a 0-0 draw yet this season because I
Really?
predicted a 0-0 draw for Palace and Bournemouth, and it was the very opposite there. But that's something to look into. Actually, I don't think we've had any 0-0 draws yet.
I think there's been 1 or 2 that I can think of at the top of my head.
Okay, yeah, maybe a Wolves game or something like that.
I don't remember who, but for some reason I remember a 0-0.
Yeah. All right, well, folks, those are match week 9 predictions. Again, tune in, make your own predictions. Let us know if you're right there along with us and seeing who's going to win.
Along with him and him.
Exactly.
Along with these two.
We're duking it out
I'll
here.
be falling behind a little bit.
But hey, all it takes is one good weekend, and you could be at the top. So, match week 9 predictions, folks. Now, our next little bit that we might get into here, this is a fun one. I wanted to do something different because we've been kind of going based off our ball knowledge for other people who watch and have the ball knowledge. But one thing that if we want to get more viewers in, get more people into the sport, find out ways that they can get into it is what do I watch? What games are there? Who do I follow? All that kind of stuff. Well, we're here to tell you, folks, some classic games you can watch to get into the Premier League or just soccer in general, because we also have some international games that you could watch if you want to do something like that. So this next little bit here we got is called Classic Matches for Neutrals. And we each came up with a couple of games here that stood out in our minds as, games that had, whether or not it was like good action or just good drama. I had some good games that had some drama and then goals, but also some games within the context of, the Premier League were some big important games. Who wants to go first? I mean, I feel like we could just, take a minute and share our games.
Give us our list.
Give the list.
I'll start us off.
All right, go for it. Go for it.
I got it already in my head. I don't need to look at it.
Nice, cool.
Number 5. Alec reminded me of this game before we started. Probably one of my all-time favorite Chelsea games. Probably top 5.
Oh boy.
It was Chelsea 6, Arsenal 0. On Arsene Wenger's 1,000th game.
Oh, no.
Came to the bridge, got steamrolled by Jose Mourinho's Chelsea.
Yeah, that is iconic now. I remember that.
There was just so much fun for that game for me. I mean, between them sending off Kieran Gibbs when it was Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain that made a save with his hand.
God, those are some names.
Was that the 1,000th game?
That was Arsene Wenger's 1,000th game. And you'll never guess who scored the 6th goal for Chelsea that day.
Petr Cech.
Salah.
It was Mohamed Salah.
Yeah.
One of the only goals he ever scored for Chelsea before that whole fuckery happened. But damn,
when was that? That was like
it was 2014.
14. Okay.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 2014. Yeah, it was 2014.
Something around there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Mourinho's first season back for his second stint.
Okay.
Number 4, I have a game probably pretty close to your heart, Dad. I have City 2, Liverpool 1, 2019. Just two of the greatest ever Premier League sides going at it with each other. Between, I think it was Sané's game winner, John Stones' goal line clearance.
Is that when when Sadio Mane kicked Ederson in the head?
No, I think that was a different one. I want to say.
Got it. Okay.
I could be wrong. I could be forgetting that, but I think they were both full strength the entire time. Just going at each other's throats the entire It's one of the most back and forth games.
Pep versus Klopp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pep versus Klopp. Yeah. Just that is when you talk about just prime matchups, prime Manchester City versus prime of Liverpool. Just one of the in terms of a technical ability, one of the best games I've ever seen in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I think they finished on 98 and 97 points that season. Just if you want to watch a game of just the highest quality, that is just one of those games where you just can't go wrong with.
Yeah.
It's a good game pick too because it's another one of those iconic manager rivalries of that have existed in the league. So that's a good one.
Yeah. Number 3, probably the most iconic moment in Premier League history in this game. I went Manchester City 3, Queen's Park Rangers 2.
Oh,
the Aguero goal to win Manchester City their first league title.
That's crazy. I was just about to write that down.
Yeah. Probably it has to be the greatest moment in Premier League history, in my opinion.
It's actually scary. I was just about to write down Aguero.
Balotelli. Aguero! Staggering! Just staggering!
Yeah. Obviously, the commentary, Kit Terry, is just one of the greatest pieces of It's still. I'm not even a Manchester City fan. Every time I watch that goal, it makes my hair stand up.
Yeah.
Every single time, it always has. It always will. It's one of those goals I'm going to tell my kids about when I'm 70. I mean, probably before that, but but grandkids, yeah.
3-year-old sitting on your lap.
Just everything from the fact that from the side by side, like where United are already celebrating, and then they scored 2 goals in added time after almost choking, like, and just taking it away from their. It's like basically taking away from your big brother. Like it's like the first time you beat your big brother in like a game of pickup or something.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those moments where you're just like, how can you not love this? And I think that for me is like, I think one of the things that got me absolutely just hooked to the sport was that game. Yeah. It's just like, I mean, we turned the TV off early because we were just like, whatever, like United won.
No way.
And then we're at my grandparents' house. I remember I'm just on the computer at my grandparents' house, and he walks in the room. He's like, "You're never gonna believe this." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "City won the league." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I mean, I didn't say fuck. I was like 10. But
yeah,
like,
right.
I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "They scored 2 goals in extra time or in added time and won the title." I'm like, "What?"
That's crazy.
I literally remember I Googled it, and I'm like, I just couldn't. And I looked at the highlights after, and I just remember being like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah.
But number 2, I mean, these games are both biased picks. I'll be completely honest, but
We expected
they are in terms of top tier entertainment in the Premier League. It's up there, and it's up there every time these two clubs play together. It's Chelsea 2, Spurs 2, both scorelines, Battle of the Bridge 1 and 2. I'll start with 2 because I was at that game.
Oh, okay.
So that's my claim to fame, is that this was my first ever game at Stamford Bridge. I couldn't believe it. Like, I remember I was pissed because it was a 96-minute equalizer from Kane after they pulled Cucurella's hair.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember just sitting there being like, this was like the greatest. Like, even though they didn't win, this was like the coolest experience of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember blacking out basically when Koulibaly scored the volley off the corner. And I remember I said to my brother right before the corner, he can vouch for this. I literally said, it's coming. Because we were all over Spurs, and we should have beat them that day.
Yeah.
But it was an unbelievable back and forth game the entire way through.
Is that the handshake game?
It was the Yep. It was, and it ended, of course, with Tuchel and Conte giving each other a handshake and then trying to fight each other on the sideline.
Legendary
Which is just
moment.
everything perfect about the Premier League in a game.
Oh, yeah.
And then Battle of the Bridge 1, I mean, it
you're
speaks
talking
for
about the 15-16 game,
the
right?
15-16.
That's my number 1 game too,
Yep.
man.
I would argue
one
it's
game.
the greatest game in Premier League history.
I
Just for what it meant in the grand scheme of
context
things.
of it
Like
was
the context,
serious.
like Spurs went up 2-0 early. Chelsea came back, of course. The greatest left winger in Premier League history, Eden Hazard,
Of course, sure.
with a beautiful goal to tie up the game.
Debatable.
But I rewatched the highlights for that game today as I was like just wanted to make sure like it was enough quality and like what it was for how I remembered it. It was so scrappy. The amount of tackles. Tottenham was literally like football tackling these guys by the end of the game because they were so goddamn pissed that they were about to lose the title.
Yep.
We're not. That was it. They needed to win to stay in the race.
And so it has the most. It might have been broken by now. I think there was a game that just randomly was a bunch of yellow cards, but I believe it's the game with the most yellow cards in Premier League history.
Yeah,
because there was like 8 a team or something ridiculous. I think then both managers had a yellow card. Like it was unbelievable. Like just literally they were trying to kill each other out there.
They were.
Like it was. I remember just watching them. Like they're literally trying to kill each other right
Game's
now.
gone soft.
Yeah,
literally.
like
That's when you watch those highlights though, and you watch it today. That's the game where you would be like, "Wow, it is so much softer now
And then-
compared to like this game."
of course, to complete the greatest Cinderella story in sports, it gave Leicester City the title.
Yeah.
Which at the end of the day, the game itself was great, but what it meant as a whole, to not only just for Leicester, but just the sport to have something so improbable happen.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the game that caused that to happen. Then you get the video of everybody at Vardy's house celebrating the title. Like that's what the sport's all about.
Yeah, man.
Like that game is what the sport is all about. Not just from the game itself, but what it meant in the grand scheme of things.
Oh yeah.
And then also, of course, ended up with Spurs being the only team to be in a two-leg title race to end up third, which was also just the most Spursy thing that ever happened possible too. But
I will say though, again, because it was my number 1 too, all timer. If you ever want to watch like a competitive game in the league, like that's the one that you're going for.
And I'm sure there's games that I haven't watched from before my time that people would sit here and tell you. I'm only going off of what I've seen.
Of course, exactly.
Like another honorable mention was like the Arsenal 4, Newcastle 4, RIP Czech Tiote. But when he scored that beautiful, I think it was the equalizer he scored to make it 4-4. Like that's just one. And another one that just came up. I didn't watch live, but I just remember seeing the highlights when Arshavin. It might be in the Champions League actually, but when Arshavin scored 4 goals versus Liverpool, that's another one. It was 4-4 draw.
think it was Champions League.
I think it
might have been Champions
I think
League.
it was Champions League.
Yeah.
But
It's either that or it's getting mixed up with his Champions League goal against Barcelona because he had an iconic goal with that game.
I might be confusing the two.
But yeah, he did have a 4-4 game against them. Yeah, man, that's a good list. I like that list.
Thanks.
Solid games there.
A lot of memories.
Yeah, man.
Isn't it so cool though too? Just the game. You could sit. You didn't look at a phone. You didn't have notes.
Yeah.
You just went off the top of the
Oh
dome.
yeah.
You know where you were, what happened,
I can,
like exactly what you were doing. It was like, I hate to compare it, but it's like 9/11. Like, where were you? What were you doing?
No, literally.
You remember what you're doing? Chelsea,
Yeah.
Tottenham. Like, that's the coolest shit ever to me.
I mean, I could literally pretty much break down my entire day. Like, I have like what I call like
That might be a little insane, but like,
if Mike Ross from Suits has like 100, like out of 100 photographic memory, I have like a 5 out of 100 photographic memory. Like, I can remember things, but then like, you know, it gets a little choppy here and there. But like that day, I would say like that is probably the greatest day of my life. I just remember that whole experience.
That
was
Chelsea
just
2-2 one?
That Chelsea 2-2 that I went to, my first ever game at Stamford Bridge.
Oh,
like,
got it. Yeah.
like I remember like I didn't full on cry with like walking in the stands, but I felt my eyes getting a little like teary.
that was a similar
yeah.
reaction that
Yeah.
you had when we recorded our first episode, though. So
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen that out of you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so
No, I had a similar reaction when I went to the Emirates last year. You know, it happens like that when they started singing. What's it called? Not even that. It was like when they were walking out of the tunnel. Man, I was just like, damn, here they fucking
like
come.
when
The
I
boys
remember
are
like
out.
the liquidator started and like just the chills like down my spine, like just the like rush of energy I got like during that moment. And like, of course, like, you know, when we chant like we hate Tottenham, like, and we were playing Tottenham, it's just like it makes it even better. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know, but
Well, I'll run through my list real quick because I want to hear some of yours because you got some internationals in yours. One that I'll throw in because my list is mostly Premier League, but I'll throw in a honorable mention classic match. Was from the 22 World Cup. We mentioned it real quick, but was the Netherlands versus Argentina game in
Such a
the
good
quarterfinals, or was it the semifinal, quarterfinal?
Semis.
So somewhere around there.
Semis.
was it quarter?
I think
Yeah, it was
quarter
quarter
because
they beat Croatia in the semis.
yeah, the Netherlands would have had 2 more games to make it to the final,
Yeah.
which is I was pulling for him real hard right there. It's crazy because it's like, you know, Messi could have won his first World Cup there, but I was watching Netherlands that whole tournament, and I'm like, these guys, they got the mojo
You know,
right now.
they knocked out the
Embarrassed.
United States.
Embarrassed.
Even though
the
that,
US.
yeah,
That was
it's still like
Dumfries.
they had it, and that game they were giving it to Argentina, and they had that iconic moment when I forgot who it was, but he
Van
kicks
Dyke. Van Dyke blasted the ball into the.
No,
Is that
no,
what
it
you're
was
talking about?
Argentina who kicks the ball to the Netherlands bench, and Van Dyke came charging over to
That's
the dude
right,
who
that's
kicked
what
the
it
ball,
was.
and he just
That's what it
checks
was,
him
yeah,
right
yeah,
to the
yeah.
ground. Like you were saying, yellow cards. That game had insane amount of yellow cards, and the thing that'll always stand out to me as just such an iconic moment in the game that I haven't seen and probably will never see is the free kick routine that the Netherlands did to tie the game in extra time or take it to extra time because well, I'm blanking on his name now, but he was the striker at United for that one
Weghorst,
season.
right?
Weghorst, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he just turns, ball goes straight to him, turns, hits it right in. I was freaking out. I have videos of me sitting there and just like going nuts after that
Clip it.
game.
I
I'll
remember-
send them to you. Oh yeah.
I remember we actually were going to the Sabres game. I was going with my buddies, and we were like, I was at my house like watching it when somebody was picking, or I might have been driving. I think I was supposed to leave the drive, and as I'm like about to leave, I'm like literally walking up the stairs in my basement. I'm like, I'll just stay for the free kick real quick, and then
That
the free kick happens. I remember we were all going mental.
Yeah.
And then there was like, because a couple people came to my house before or whatever it was. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna stay for a little bit, and then we'll go a little bit late if we have to. But I remember we stayed for a little bit because like that is just one of the craziest, like,
It was insane.
just unbelievable.
Just had to see how the rest of that game turned out. So that's a good honorable mention. We've got now my games to watch in the league here. This one comes from the 2019-2020 season when Liverpool won the title. It was their game against United where they won 2-0. That was the iconic game when they had just the 1-0 lead for a good amount of the game, or it was, I think, tied. But it was 1-0 for a while, and then end of the game was Alisson hitting that ball over the top to Salah, and then he just charges down and then scores that last goal in extra time, and then just the place went nuts. It was the turning point in the season for Liverpool to push on and win the title. It was just unfortunate because that was, COVID happened and everything, so they couldn't celebrate in front of anybody. But that moment right there was like the stadium and like the team's like belief of like, wow, okay, this could be our year. So legendary game there. And then another one for belief and just a team kind of pushing on was Leicester versus Liverpool from their 15-16 season. That was a 2-0 win for Leicester and had probably Jamie Vardy's best goal in that game. His volley from outside the box, crossing the keeper. It's such a good goal, and it was just such an iconic year for that team. But just again, great moment for the player, everybody involved with Leicester that year. Just fantastic stuff, man. Any neutral anybody who ever wants to get into this sport, just look up Leicester City. There you have an iconic year this year that we both have just mentioned, 2015-16 season of going on, doing a Cinderella story. If you put money down at the start of the year, it was like 1 in 30,000 odds of them winning the league, and they did it. Spoiler alert, but they did it. Now, I couldn't do this list without some Arsenal games. Like, you gotta have some little bias in here. And I couldn't do it without a good North London derby. So I had to do probably the most iconic one that sticks out in recent memory for everybody was our 4-2 win against them in the 18-19 season. You had Aubameyang score one, Lacazette. Who else scored? Maybe Ramsey, but that was also a very hot game because Tottenham got the 2-0 lead at the first, and then Dyer had the balls to shush Aaron Ramsey in the Emirates. Big move by him because then we ended up going and winning that game 4-2, and it had Lucas Torreira scoring a goal of all people. Crazy stuff. And Chelsea versus Tottenham was my number one game on this list. Again, we said it before. My number 2 game that follows that, though, it's the same kind of deal like we're saying. I knew exactly where I was for this moment, for this game, and that was Arsenal versus Bournemouth 3-2 from a couple years ago. And that was our season where it was fresh during our, title push in these past couple years, coming in second. That was our first year when we came in second. We were losing 2-0, and to come back and win that game, that was our game in that season. If we won it, that would have been our Liverpool versus Man United win, where it's like, oh, they could go on and do it right now, and that's what everybody was saying. But we, collapsed. We lost Saliba for the rest of that season. But that was a huge moment, huge turning point in the trajectory of Arsenal's, path these past couple of years. And if that moment doesn't happen, who knows where the team could have been. So those are my lists. We got yours here,
fellas. That's actually beautiful. I kind of forgot where I was for a couple minutes. Like I was just listening to you guys tell your stories.
Oh yeah, no, dude, I'll never forget it. I was in the kitchen with my family watching that game, and when Nelson scored, I have never celebrated a goal like that in my life. Like I ran around my living room, charged and tackled my dad on the couch. I was just screaming, making noises I had never made in my life. That was nuts.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention we could throw in, if I want to throw in an Arsenal bias, was our 3-0 win against Real Madrid this past year. I got clips of that one too. It was at O'Hanlon's in New York City, and if you ever got a chance to go to O'Hanlon's as an Arsenal fan, do it. That's all I'm going to say. Because cue the footage. It's crazy.
Well, I've always loved the game. I've always loved watching the game.
Hell yeah.
But I really didn't take notice and waking up. I wasn't waking up at 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Honestly, until probably when I lived in England, honestly, is kind of like the first time I could remember watching and paying attention and keeping up with not only the Prem, but La Liga, Ligue 1, all of them, Serie A, all of them, really. So it was difficult for me when we did this. It was difficult for me to kind of list 3, 5, whatever it was, strictly from the Prem. So I kind of used the 4 neutrals and I ran with that. And I just thought of some of the games that kind of just stick out to me and like personal where I was and stuff like that. I'll start. I got a couple honorable mentions too. I got like 9 or 10 games here. I want to start too, like strictly neutral. I didn't watch the game either, but Welcome to Wrexham, the fantastic show on Hulu, the promotion, the game they got promoted.
Yeah.
For a side that has endured and a town that's endured as much as they have, if you want to get into this sport, you watch them get promoted. Just
It's been a good story. Yeah,
scenes.
It's one of those things we haven't talked much about. Like it's got a stigma to it, being the ownership of Ryan Reynolds and Rob and
Bought
American.
it, earned it. I don't care.
I earned it, completely earned it.
You
And
still
they're-
have to
no,
put a
I
pro-
agree.
I mean, you
I
still have to put a
agree.
product on the field.
yeah,
at the end of
I
the day.
agree.
And they're
you have
doing
to-
it.
There has to be a product on the pitch.
Yeah.
And look at Chelsea. We spent $2 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even probably going to be in the title race this season. I know we're kind of close again now, but like we're not really going to be in the title race this season. So like you can spend money, but you have to spend it right.
Yeah.
And I mean, they spent the money well.
Yeah.
I mean, so you got to give them credit where credit's due, regardless
And
of
they're
how you feel
being
about it.
humble along the way. They're not being
Yeah.
overconfident. They're not coming in and trying to be like, oh yeah, we can do this. We're like they're saying things of like, yeah, we want to be in the Premier League, but at
I do
face
love.
value, it's like they're doing all the right things to get there.
I do love that they're sticking with Phil Parkinson too.
Yes.
They- they've had him now for 3 or 4 seasons now, and they're just riding it, and it's working. And like you said, credit where credit's due.
And what's cool is they're not like they only loaned out Mullins this year, and they loaned out. Ali Palmer I think has moved on. I don't know if he's on loan, but like
Sure.
Mullins could come back if they do get promoted. Some miracle this season. But like they know they have realistic goals and objectives, which is good for them. Like they know they're not going to make it out of the championship this year, but they are more than happy with finishing above mid-table in that league. Like it's cool seeing where they're at, and like if they can stay in the championship for at least a year or two without getting relegated, all the power to them, and we'll hopefully see them in the league soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. A couple other quick honorable mentions. I have Germany, Brazil, 2014 World Cup.
Oh,
The
what a
7-1 drubbing.
man.
I think I reference
Yeah.
that game on a weekly basis.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I think I heard 7-1. I'm like, oh, they Braziled them. Like I literally call it like getting Braziled in my eyes. It's
Yep.
like if you lose
That might have been the
7-1.
introduction of the meme to the world. The German in me, that's just what a lovely day.
Oh yeah.
I also went with El Trafico, which is fairly recent.
The
but
Zlatan one?
Zlatan's introduction to the
That's
MLS.
right. That was a great game.
As an American watching the sport, we know the shit that the MLS gets, the backlash. You bring in somebody like Zlatan, and he does that on day one.
Can we just throw out there? El Trafico is just a disgrace of a name.
Oh,
that's a great name.
As someone that's
it's-
lived in Los Angeles for a lot of period, it is very, very, very spot on.
It's better
Like-
than the Hudson River Derby that we got in New York.
Listen, I the name's great. I will say the name itself is great, but the fact that it's like it's similar to El Clasico is just like
Well,
we-
it's a play on
right.
words.
Yeah,
It's a
but
play on words.
It's just like Real Madrid and Barcelona are this historic rivalry that have played each other 100 times.
MLS has to start somewhere.
But
they
played each
got to
other-
start
it's like-
somewhere.
But by the time they started calling it El Trafico, they played each other like twice.
Whatever.
That's my problem with
Whatever.
it. Like
We ain't
I
talking
just-
about that. We're
I
talking about
just-
Zlatan's
I
goal.
just need some more history. But anyways, back to your story. I'm sorry to
it
interrupt.
works. I think it works.
I have the Beckham documentary. I will
Mm.
watch before every game that I coach. I watch the Beckham documentary. It's just habit at this point, ritual. But the Beckham skinhead game, just hearing him tell that story and hearing Gary Neville tell the story, and then even getting the glimpses of Sir Alex's bit, I get goosebumps just watching that. So I think that would have been sick. As a neutral, just watch the documentary. It doesn't even have to be a game. I know
Such a good
that's the segment.
documentary.
But you
So
wanna get into the sport again. Watch the documentary, and you fall in love with not only the player, but United during that time is just a giant. So yeah, now into like kind of my list. I went with an FA Vase game, which is below the FA Cup.
Really?
But Whitstable Town versus Walsham. I was in the stands for this one. Very, very cold game. And my brother Josh Oliver scores the game-winning pen. And sitting in the supporter section, there was probably 100 of us that was on the coach. I think it was 3.5 hours up to the grounds, freezing my balls off. Of course, goes the extra time. I'm pretty sure they scored. They scored in like the 83rd minute. And we were all just like, fuck, because we just wanted to get on the bus.
Yeah,
At that
yeah.
point, we're numb. You want to get on the bus. They score, goes into extra time, goes into pens. And my boy steps up, and he puts that bitch right in the corner. And he sprints right over to the stands and just celebrates like fucking Messi. And he actually sent me, because I texted him today, and I was like, who did you guys play? And he sent me the clip of the pen, and he sent me a picture of the celebration.
Nice. No way.
And we had a good laugh going back and forth. But again, for someone that was really only there for my buddy Josh, just one hell of a game. And it's Whitstable, fuck you for what you did to Josh. But they did go on and they played at Wembley, and I'm pretty sure they won the FA Vos, the cup,
Wow. No way.
at Wembley. So cool for the town.
Yeah.
Cool for the club. But fuck you for what you did to Josh. So after that, I went with the 2010 World Cup, USA versus Algeria. Landon Donovan.
Oh Lord.
The extra time.
Go USA!
Come on. I was in, I believe it was 7th grade, and I was in school, and we made one of the teachers put the game on, and that's probably up there, if not the greatest goal in United States soccer history. I think what that did for the nation. I know the women's team kind of, what was it, 94 with the Brandy Chastain.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for men's U.S. soccer history, I think that's got to be kind of looked at as one of the moments. Yeah, Landon Donovan. Next, I went with another international. I went USA Portugal 2014 World Cup. I was in my basement with Tommy Stedman and Joshua Weigel, and Jermaine Jones scored that goal. I don't know if you guys remember the goal.
Yeah. The whip
but
on that.
I remember embarrassing saying out loud, but I stripped down and I ran down my street and I celebrated like a madman. I was wearing my Where's Waldo US kit, and I was running down Duvernay Drive, just throwing that thing around.
All for a draw.
All for a job. Hey, but I mean,
yeah.
you're an American watching USA perform against a Portugal team where at that time
They had all the heavy hitters still.
Oh, heavy hitter. And I mean, you don't expect
Pepe.
much. You don't expect much. I remember going into that game, like, just please don't get run out.
Yeah.
And a moment like that, I don't think I'll ever forget. Yeah, and then the last two, I'm surprised, honestly, to not hear either of yours. Either of your lists have these. But Argentina, France, the World Cup final of 2022.
If I was going games, I would have gone
Yeah.
that, because in my opinion, that's the greatest
Yeah.
game I've ever watched in the sport.
I struggled with picking club matches for kind of what we talked about, where I just never really like sat down. Like, I'm not an Arsenal guy. I'm not a Chelsea guy. Like, none of that sticks out. Plus, dude, there's just so many games.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's so many games. But this one, I was living in LA at the time. It was me, my boys, my brothers, Akolvir, Soli, Mike. We're sitting in the parking lot. It just packed. There's like 1,000 people. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's an Argentinian bar. And I remember somebody like had an Argentinian flag in a stand, and it was like in the back of the parking lot. And at the end of the game, when they won it, I remember I took the flag out of the stand, and I was just in the back of the parking lot, just waving it. And it was, I'm not Argentinian. I have nothing of it in my blood, But just being there in that moment, watching these people watch Messi do that was so cool.
Oh yeah.
The only way that game could have possibly have been better is if Messi scored the winning PK.
Right.
That's the only way it could have possibly have got better, and I don't even think it needed it because that game, in my opinion, is still, like I said, I think it's the greatest. Like in terms of a single game or match, whatever you want to call it, as the greatest of a sporting event that I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's people that have their own, but for me, like France did nothing for 75 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they get the pen. You're like, okay, like the game's on, but like you could just see like the spirit of something like just started flowing through them. And then Mbappe scores like a minute later to tie the game, and all of a sudden, this game that like everybody was calling like, oh, it's just Argentina was controlling the entire game, is now tied 2-2.
Yep.
And it's just like now we're looking at extra time, and like France almost pushed for the winner.
That
before,
save
too.
by Dibu though,
Yeah.
it's still it blows my mind because it happened in such a way where it was so out of the blue, where it's like you just weren't expecting it at all, and they were that close to losing it all. They were that close, and then he just makes the most miraculous save I've ever seen.
And what it was just like the perfect encapsulation of like the sport at that time, where it was Messi trying to, claim his throne and Mbappe trying to hold it and, still prove that like he's that guy. And didn't he go to win? Like, he scored a hat trick in that game, right? Yeah. It's insane. He scores a hat trick,
and he
against
scored his
Argentina.
pen in PKs.
Yeah.
So like it's just
it's a legendary kind of moment in the history of the sport right there. Can't go wrong with that pick.
Well, and then my number one game. As a neutral that you absolutely need to watch, PSG Barcelona 2016 Champions League, the one that came back 6-5.
Remontada.
We're gonna play the clip right now. I was at Fab Academy in England, and it was all of us watching the game. And as you saw in the video, that was just a moment I will never, ever, ever forget. Just pushing each other, screaming, running all over the place. When they scored that winner, how can you not love the game?
Yeah,
how can you
that's
not
what it's
love
all
the
about,
game?
man.
It was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had with the sport.
Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from it because obviously it's incredible. But the fifth goal that was the PK, never a penalty. Never a penalty. But I will say, like, the moment what came from it, I'm okay with it.
I don't even remember the game in its entirety. I just remember the moment they scored that winner.
Yeah.
And the reaction that came from it.
Wasn't that the Neymar reaction when he was standing there stunned, like?
Yeah. It just one of the most unbelievable
crazy
single game comebacks. It's like it doesn't mean as much because it wasn't to win the Champions League. But if you're comparing it to anything, it's for the Americans out there.
Plus, for this segment too, a neutral to get involved in the game.
Yeah,
love
it's
the
the closest thing to the 28-3 Patriots comeback in the Super Bowl that I think we've ever seen in the sport.
Yeah,
I guess you could argue the France one's more comparable, but in terms of like what the score line was and how much they had to come back,
incredible.
I think that's the closest in terms of a score line you'll ever see compared to that Super Bowl.
That was the most fun I've ever had. Playing, watching, coaching in this sport. The most fun I've ever had.
Because the hardest thing when you're trying to talk to neutrals and introduce the game to people is when they are like, oh, but they don't score goals. They don't do anything in the game. It's so hard to explain sometimes when it is. It's the worst because they don't understand it. But when you got to show them the games, it's like, oh, well, yeah, here, you want goals, then here. That's a great one for showing something like that. Yeah. That's also comparable. You could do the Ajax versus Tottenham series that they had too. I think Ajax had the lead in that, and then Tottenham came back and scored 4 goals in that game in Amsterdam. Crazy night for them, and that brought them to the Champions League final. So it was good.
I think it was 3 because Lucas Moura had a hat trick, and I think he had all 3.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. There might be a goal I'm missing, but I know Lucas Moura had 3 that day.
Right. That could be it. and maybe it was like a goal scored at Tottenham. Who knows? Yeah, those are all some good games. It gets me.
I got a text message during this segment from producer Rich, aka my dad.
Oh, what do we got over there?
Is this your all-time favorite game?
No, but it is a great game if you love the way the Premier League is structured.
Okay.
So
what do we
he
got?
has-
What do you say?
Liverpool, Crystal Palace, 2014, 3-3. Liverpool's up 3-0, and they're trying to push for more goals to shorten the goal differential between them and City. And they blow the 3-0 lead and blow their title chances. And then you have the scenes at the end where Suarez had his shirt crying.
Oh, shit.
I know he hates Suarez, so like for him that moment he loved that moment for forever.
Well, I thought there's a game that none of us mentioned, and I thought one of us would have brought up. I thought you would have brought this one up.
As the same game, the
slip?
Liverpool team. Yep.
Yeah,
I
the
will.
slip.
My favorite moment in Premier League history: the Steven Gerrard slip.
Crazy shit, man.
Steve Gerrard, he slipped on his fucking ass. He gave it to Demba Ba. Steve Gerrard. Every time we play Liverpool, we sing that song.
Oh yeah, legendary moment right there.
Yeah, but yeah, I honestly I did kind of forget about that one, but I don't think the game itself was incredible. That game was just that one moment.
Yeah.
It's just like, and it's just the funniest part about it is you have the clip from the huddle when he's like, "Don't let this slip," and then he literally slips with the ball, and Demba Ba, who's terrible for Chelsea, goes through and scores. It's just unbelievable.
It's painful.
That's why it's such a lazy argument when they talk about the goals, because it really is moments of magic that make this sport. And I was even thinking about, because I know we wanted to keep it to the Prem, but if you talk about the Barcelonas and the Real Madrids, and I hate myself right now because I can't think of his name, so you guys please back me up here. But who's the commentator? The magisterial.
Ray Hudson.
Ray, yes.
Yeah.
You talking about the one where Messi like scored the winner?
Any of them.
Like, well, yeah, really any
Any of them.
Yeah.
Absolute beauty.
That man.
Little Avatar eyes.
I could watch paint dry and him commentate that, and I'll have the
Oh,
time
yeah.
of my life.
He retired this year, actually.
Yes, he
so,
did.
Yeah.
There's a
Baby lamb chop.
classic football shirts. They do away days. They do the shirt shopping. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yes.
on
yeah,
YouTube?
Yeah. Classic,
They
yeah.
had one with him on,
Oh no way.
and it was just him talking to, I believe, Alice Platten is his name, just telling stories.
Oh, that's the Leeds guy, right?
Yes. Yeah. Away days, 71Kicks collab, maybe.
Bring us in.
They just had him, Ray Hudson,
Ray Hudson.
Ray Hudson telling stories about his career and his life and the sport. And oh my God, I can just listen to the majesty. I can listen
I mean,
to
the
that all
games
day.
that you've seen in your career at that point, like he was a big La Liga guy for a while too, or I think it was beIN Sports, but yeah, he's had some good calls for Ronaldo games. Awesome stuff, man.
Who's the greatest commentator of all time, though?
Rick Jenneret.
I mean, I'd have to put Ray up there just for like the lines that he would be dropping. Like I'm trying to think of some, or just but the way he would just elegantly just describe stuff in the most absurd way. It'd be like a preschooler's binder. It's as clean as
The
that bone."
pony leaps over Mount Everest.
Yeah, right.
I always go back and forth between Peter Drury and Martin Tyler.
Yeah, well, Peter
Like,
Drury's
I think-
eclipsed Martin Tyler. Present day Martin Tyler is a ghost of what he was.
Yeah, but prime Martin Tyler, like,
Oh,
just,
for sure.
just absolutely going nuts, like the Martial goal versus Liverpool, where it's like,
just about to
where it's
say.
like, is Martin Tyler a Man United fan? Because he sure as hell
Right,
sounds
and then
like
he's just
one.
he's like, oh yes, oh my god.
Yeah, and then
It's the worst.
Peter Drury, just for like Martin Tyler has the best reactions, like to goals. Like obviously, like the Aguero is might be the most iconic piece of commentary in the history of sports.
Yeah.
Just because like I feel like that's, I mean, even if you don't, I feel like probably people that don't know like the sport might not know that moment, but like just how big the sport is, I think that moment's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then Peter Drury's just like, he's a poet.
Right.
Like, he's
that's
a
the best-
poet
yeah.
that gets to commentate games. Like Roma have risen from their ruins. Manolas, the Greek god in
So
Rome.
good. Yeah.
Like just
So
like
good.
every time I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like when Palmer scored the penalty versus City, it's like City's boy is Chelsea's man. Like it's
So
just
good.
like it's like off the top of it. I mean, I'm sure he has like some notes for some stuff,
Yeah,
but just pretty much for like being off the top of his head, like what he says, like when Ronaldo's turned to Man United, like Like even the one when Messi blazed the free kick over the bar against Germany in the 2014 World Cup final.
Yeah, he's like,
We're
oh
like,
no.
but the build up to that free kick, like
Yeah.
Is that the little boy from Rosario?
Yeah.
like the little boy from Rosario, Argentina. Like
Yeah.
it literally made you think. Like I remember sitting there as like a 13-year-old thinking, he's just gonna bang this in. Like
Right.
Which just made no sense because he was 35 yards out. Like it would have to be one of the greatest free kicks of all. Like in that moment, like the pressure that he had on him, like and you could tell the pressure got to him once he struck the ball. But like, just like me as a 13-year-old kid, be like, he's gonna put this in the top corner. Like I'm like, I know it makes no sense, but like just because of the commentary, I'm just like. He's gonna put this in the top corner, and then he hits it. He's like, "Oh no!" Like it's just so. But like it's just such a perfect moment because, and like that's what makes I think the 2014 like there's people that think the run with all the PKs isn't as special, but like that's what makes that moment in 2022 when Argentina wins the World Cup so much special, like so much more special because of everything that happened with Messi, like losing the final. And then they lost a couple Copa America finals.
Yeah, that was
and he retired. Like he retired from Argentina.
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Like I mean, it was only for a short period of time before he realized, okay, this is ridiculous. But like it just got to him so much that he literally just like I need to take a break and like he retired. And granted,
that's
like,
actually sorry to cut you off.
you're
That's
good.
an iconic game that you're bringing up right now too. That Copa America final between Argentina and Chile. Was
when he missed the penalty,
legendary, and then Sanchez scores the Panenka to
Yeah.
win it, dude.
Yeah.
It's Chile's first big title win. It's insane context for that game, and Argentina coming right off of the World Cup loss to lose another huge tournament that they were like a sure thing to win. Man, that was a great. I remember watching that in another moment. I remember exactly where I was watching that. I was at this like just bar in my hometown, and I couldn't hear any of the game, but I'm just watching it, and like Sanchez tore the jersey off, and was like, "Did they just won that? What the hell? That's crazy."
If we want to go back to commentators, we have to give Alexi Lawless and Taylor Twellman their flowers.
Oh,
get out
get
of
outta
here!
here.
Come on,
the
man.
worst
Alexi
duo in the
Lawless.
history of anything.
Hey,
ever.
listen, Fox Sports. Before we start the next World Cup, I would love to put my application in so that way we don't have to listen to fucking Alexi Lawless's big ass goofy commentary and his hot takes, thinking that he's the
the
hottest.
State of
shit.
the Union. Like,
It's
shut
like-
the fuck up.
I
Oh
love
my
being the
God.
neutral here because you guys are just going on Chelsea stories, Arsenal stories, and I
Oh,
just
God.
talk shit over here.
Dude, Alexi Lawless.
Alexi Lawless is the biggest joke of a fucking human being.
It's the
And
worst.
I can't stand that guy. He just says shit too, just this like you can tell like
I love feeding the fire.
And if he does mean it, it's just like you're just an asshole if you genuinely mean this.
Exactly, you know,
Like-
it's like you think that this could
And-
be a hot
and
take, and
Don't
just,
get me started on like Twellman and the rest of those fucking losers. You know? Like
yeah,
all like, and that's one of the
just
many.
putting the coal on the fire.
That's one of the many issues with U.S. soccer is the representation that we have of the people that are like.
Oh, brother,
in
that's a
positions
whole
of
nother
global
episode.
stage.
That's a
We
whole
could-
nother
we could talk
episode.
about that for hours.
yeah.
But like the people that we put in, we give pedestals to talk about U.S. soccer. It's just like it's like the
Hercules
worst.
Gomez.
It's just some of the worst people.
We put
have.
Landon Donovan on TV before he got that hair transplant.
I was just
Or
gonna
no,
say, you see, he got a new haircut though.
he got a haircut
Yeah.
now. He's got that new.
It's the best thing he's done
Toupee.
since Algeria extra time.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right,
not
man.
it's not the best impression, but we used to have a funny impression of like if Landon Donovan in early days Tim Howard when he was just like really reserved because he was trying not to let his like he didn't know how to control his Tourette's still when he was like first starting his commentary career. Like we have a really good impression of like if Landon Donovan and Tim Howard were doing it together. And mine was always like him like like doing the interview if he like didn't make when he didn't make the 2014 World Cup squad.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
How about classic games? I know we're running low on time here, but U.S. Belgium,
Yeah, man. That's another
16
one.
saves. Tim Howard.
Yeah,
Wow.
legendary
just
performance in
getting
U.S.
pumped
history.
The entire game. Tim Howard just the brick wall. Like
Yeah.
Did our best.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, yeah, we should wrap this up right now. We can keep going, but listen, folks, keep tuning in. All right, if you want more of this, hit the subscribe button. All right, we're doing this weekly for you guys. Just keep watching, keep following, like all our videos, do all the interactions on the socials, comment on a video, share the videos, do stuff like that. Everybody, we're on 71Kicks on all the socials. Do all the following there. Find us on YouTube. Find out all our individual socials. They're in the bios of the YouTube videos and stuff like that. If you want to do that kind of thing. We've got a live stream planned later this month. We're going to do Chelsea versus Arsenal. And until then, we'll be back with more predictions next week, more fun segments. Keep tuning in, folks. This is 71Kicks. Till next time.
Peace.